Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you. Welcome to the 2020 Results Investor Presentation of Canvest Environmental Protection Group Company. On the line is, from the company, Ms. Li Wing Yi Loretta, the Chairlady and Executive Director, and Mr. Yuan Guozhang, CFO and Executive Director, and Ms. Wing Wong, CFO and Company Secretary. The PPT has already been sent to you, and later on in the link, you will also be able to see the PPT. And then we will have a Q&A session, which will be conducted online on the platform. Now, if you have any questions, would you please input your question in text? Now, let us have the Chairlady address us. Ladies and gentlemen, analysts, investors, good afternoon to you. Thank you for taking the time today to come to the Canvest Environment Protection Group results announcement. We will be going online, and at the same time we'll have telephone conference as well for this presentation. Excuse the inconvenience, if any. We would want later on in the year for the interim results to be able to see you perhaps face to face. Now, the presentation, we have our Mr. Yuan Guozhang, the CFO and Executive Director, to talk about the operation for 2022. And then Ms. Wong, our CFO, will be reviewing the 2022 performance and financials. And then we will welcome your questions. First of all, I would want to talk about the environment of our operation. In 2022, despite headwinds in the macro environment, we have been good in our performance with a 21.4% increase of our revenue. Gross profit increased by 19.8% and net profit had increased as well by 3% to $1,359.5 million, and profit attributable to equity holders was a rise of 0.8% to 1,332 million Hong Kong dollars, and dividend per share had also risen by 0.9%. As for the tons of waste innocuously treated, tonnage was 13,993,553, and we were able to add projects to our group, including in Hebei, Guizhou, Guangdong, and also Sichuan. And we have been increasing our green electricity generation to 5.25 billion units. And we have been able to increase our offset emissions by 6 million tons, and we saved over 1.3 million tons of standard coal. We continue to expand on our environmental hygiene projects, and we strengthen the extension of our industry chain. And we have the 4 new projects which have commenced operation, and their total processing capacity has increased from 35,240 tons to 41,890 tons, generating an additional daily processing capacity of 6,650 tons. And we, with the obtained 4 new projects, including daily processing capacity, it is increased by 5,750 tons, and bringing the group's total daily processing capacity to 56,740 tons. And we continue to extend our industry chain and enhancing the relevant sectors, including in regional and industrial deployment, by winning bids for sanitation and environmental contracts, including in Hebei, Sichuan, and also in landfill remediation projects in Guangzhou, Guizhou, and to realize the development advantages of Incineration Plus. So basically, to realize our model of operation. In order to move firmly towards our sustainability goal, we have also participated in a number of community services projects. And we have the epidemic policies in order to help the community and the residents in providing safer and more hygienic and more sanitized environment and living. For ESG, for environmental and service and social and governance, we have our commitments. The group had in a number of areas of ESG won major achievements and accolades. This provided for the management team and our staff a lot of boost of morale and encouragement. In 2023, it is the year of the 20th five-year plan for the country. It is a period where the country will have new commitments to the 2 carbon targets. And in this regard, for the processing of waste to energy and also the incineration plus models, this will be a further support and further guide. And there are some supporting policies coming out as well in a number of cities and regions. And so in governance and also in the overall situation, there will be more support, but at the same time, there are challenges as well, such as insufficient volume of waste and also some macro challenges, including stricter regulation. All these are challenges, but at the same time, we will increase our capability, and in particular, in the incineration plus model, we will put in more efforts so that in the WTE projects, we will continue to develop our downstream projects and also to develop hygiene and environmental related projects, so that for WTE, we are able to build an integrated supply or industry chain. At the same time, we will be innovating, and we will not only be growing our quantity, but also higher quality and more stable development as well. The future for our group, we will continue to raise our productivity and also be prudent as well as forward-looking. With our development and our efforts, we will be maximizing the returns to our shareholders and also to contribute to the society and to the country. Now, Mr. Yuan will be talking about the performance and business review of the company. Thank you, Chair Lady. Let me go through the business review for 2022. For 2022, for our projects, for processing capacity of operating projects, it continues to increase. It is already at the tune of 31 projects with 41,890 tons per day. That is an increase of 4 projects commencing operation. And in Qiang, Huidong, and Guangxi Baishe, these projects have also commenced operation, and they have been successful in the operation. The 4 projects that have commenced operation had increased the processing capacity by 6,650 tons per day. At the same time, we enjoy very stable relationship with our cooperators, Shanghai Baoshan, Sichuan Dago, and Jiangsu Taigo, and total 4 projects have also increased our overall operation tons. So the total is brought to 41,890 tons per day with these 31 projects in total. And at the same time, we have 5 projects which are under building. And these projects in the next 4 years, they will be completed at different times. In 2022, our total our total generation had increased 20% to 5,249,545 units, and our sales had also increased, which is over 10% increase from last year. And the power sold is over 4,500,000 megawatts. And sales to generation ratio is 86.3%. For segregation of regions, Guangdong province for 2022 was 33.2% of total, and other provinces 66.8%. And power sold by regions was Guangdong 32.9%, and the rest 67% was others. And for operating efficiency, it is very high in terms of the rate between our generation and our sales. It is 80%. So, and we are the design processing capacity by regions is also very healthy. In the Guangdong province, the MSW in Guangdong was 36.6%, and the rest other provinces, and processing capacity was 36.2% in the Guangdong province. Utilization rate of WTE plants was 104.9%, and the design processing capacity as well as a processed MSW had risen healthily. We continue to expand nationwide. We have established WTE in 12 provinces and municipalities across the nation, and we will continue to expand to contribute to the industry. But on the other hand, there are challenges, for example, a lack of volume of waste. That is another issue. And also with the regulations being stricter, that is another challenge that we will face. But we will be going into other sectors and racetracks so as to provide more generators for our growth. We will have a whole industry chain development, including in transport of waste and also in a series of areas. We will be moving downstream and also upstream so that there is synergistic effects for our company. And these will include back-end waste treatment and also other integrated environmental hygiene services. We continue to increase our efficiency, and we have already set up a team to develop our business, and we will continue to increase our competitiveness and to lower our costs and also increase our productivity so that we will keep ourselves at a high level of operation, and will optimize our costs and also increase our efficiency. And with our capabilities in management and building of new projects, we will continue to be steadfast in expanding our business and to develop our digitalized management and also adopt innovation and novel technology so as to lower our emissions of our projects and also increase our market competitiveness, and in the end, go for even more higher and more stable operation and results. Next, we will have the CFO speak to us about the financials. Ladies and gentlemen, let me review for you the 2022 financials. Even though 2022, overall speaking, had been challenging, but on the other hand, our group had sustained an increase in terms of our operation results. Revenue had increased 21.4% to 8,000 million Hong Kong dollars. And at the same time, our gross profit had also increased because of various sectors of increase. 19.8% increase to 2,529 million Hong Kong dollars in terms of gross profit, and gross profit margin was 30.7%. Profit attributable to equity holders of the company had increased by 0.8% on the basis of 2.21 to 1,332.8 million Hong Kong dollars. And profit attributable to equity holders of the company margin was 16.2%. Mainly the US dollar and the renminbi devaluation, the exchange rate of them had provided challenge of the company, and the macro environment challenges that I have and other colleagues have mentioned just now still hold. Basic earnings per share was up 0.9% to 54.9 Hong Kong cents. Revenue analysis for the business sector. First of all, revenue from power sales and waste treatment fees was an increase of 16.3% to 3,486.7 billion Hong Kong dollars. And this is because of increase and enhancement of efficiency and productivity of our projects. And also, we can see that the waste volume and generation volume had both increased by over 20%. And there is a 35.8% of environmental hygiene and other services income to 227 million Hong Kong dollars. As for revenue from project construction services, that had increased as well because of services in the municipalities and the cities. And the increase had been 24% and will continue to grow this services segment to 4,361 million Hong Kong dollars. And in 2021, we have a number of projects which have commenced operation, and in 2022, they have been completed and come onto stream in terms of revenues. For finance income from service concession arrangements, it was 49.8% up to 172 million Hong Kong dollars. Let's look at the gross profit analysis of the business sector. For power sales and waste treatment operation, it was an year-on-year growth of 7.9%. And power sales and waste treatment operation was a 46.3%. And it is close to 63% in terms of contribution, basically because of the growth in terms of our capacity. For gross profit margin, with the 46.3%, it is slightly lower by 3.6%. It is because for the 2022 newly commenced projects have been more numerous than 2021, and therefore it had pulled down the gross profit margin, as well as some challenges in the year that have been mentioned. We will continue to raise the efficiency and productivity of these projects. And basically, our gross profit margin in terms of power sales and waste treatment operation had been at par with the past year, and it stands at 46.3%. Gross profit margin by business sector is 21.9% for project construction services and about 71% for power sales and waste treatment operation. And gross profit analysis by business sector in 2022 is 63.8% for power sales and also 26.3% for project construction services. And starting from last year, the end of last year, the gearing ratio was end of 2022, it stood at net debt to equity ratio 130.7%, and gearing ratio was increased to 65.1% from 63.6%. Total assets had increased by 5.6% to 25,820 million Hong Kong dollars, and cash generated from operating projects had increased 25% to 2,000 million Hong Kong dollars plus. And for CapEx, we think that even though the projects have been coming onto stream and have been bringing on healthy cash flow for the company, but at the same time, we see that our cash had been healthy and the cash outflow had been improving as well. And at the same time, for our gearing, it is under control. And we are prudent in our approach. With diversified sources of funding and resources, we lower our cost of financing. We believe that in 2022, we will be lowering our gearing ratio continuously. And during this period, CapEx has been an increase of 14.7% to 3,904 million Hong Kong dollars. It was happening mostly in the first half of 2022. And return on equity was 15.5%, and this is because profit had increased for the group. And for future development plans, and in 2022, we will continue to hold stable our payout ratio for dividend, which was 20%. And it amounted to 10.9 Hong Kong cents in terms of payout.